Sup? It's Hallie. Welcome back to Doki Doki Checkmate. Oh, when we last left off, we were bad at chess and unable to continue the game. But since then, there have been new developments. You see, dear viewer, the developer told me in the comments that the number you see incrementing after you lose these fights is actually counting up to something, basically. The more you lose to the computer... Come on, let me move my king. Why can't I move him? Yeah, I have to move him here. But anyway, the more you lose to the computer, the higher the number goes, obviously. But whenever it hits a certain point, it lets you... it offers to give you a hint file. But the problem is, it never actually increments. And I figured I got to the bottom of why this was happening too. They said there were files to see in like the directory, and I poked around in there to see what I could find. And in the characters folder, there's like a text document that spawns for each one of these bosses, and inside that document is a number. And that number was 1 when I looked at it, and whenever I reloaded the game, I noticed that it replaced that file with a number 0. So while the intention is you're supposed to be able to reload the game and fight the boss again until you get it right, this number never goes up. So it's actually not possible to get the hint files at this time, at least not through the game's intended mechanics. What I discovered is if you start the chess game and then modify that text document to give yourself the number of losses you'd need, then when you lose, it actually will give you the cheat file. Which is just awesome, because that means we get to finish this for the playthrough. But I'm not going to show you the chess games, because that is super tedious. Like, it's extremely tedious to get through them, even with the hint file. And, like, my goodness, I think the shortest one was like 12 moves, and Glitchnika's was like 50. But whatever, maybe, I went ahead and I solved all the chess games in advance, so that we could just get right through them and see the cutscenes on the other side. Aren't you glad, dear viewer, you don't have to sit through all that? So, without further ado, here are the victory scenes of Checkmate.
Looks like the winner's side is white. Yeah, you won, but please, end my suffering.
I had to click through these scenes to get from one to each next chess game and update my save and all that fun stuff, but I didn't read what happens in them, so this is all new dialogue to me.
Well, I guess you win. Here's your reward, I suppose.
Glitchiori hands the pawn to Sayori, who puts it in her inventory. Suddenly, Glitchiori falls to the ground and cries loudly.
Why? Why? Why couldn't you just lose and make this easy for me? She's gonna punish me for this!
Sayori kneels beside the weeping girl and puts her hand on her shoulder.
It's okay. Even if things didn't go your way, we can both agree that the right thing was done. Now maybe Monica has more of a chance. You don't have to be sad. We can help you find your way again. Come with me, please. I promise we can... No! Don't you understand? She's angry because I lost the pawn to you. I can't get any help from you. She'll kill...
Gasp. Glitchiori is cut short as she starts to vanish in a cloud of glitches. Sayori grabs onto her in an effort to save her.
No, please, no! I'm sorry. I tried. Don't do this! Hang on. Don't let go. I'm gonna help you if it's the last thing I ever do.
The deadly game of tug-of-war continues for some time. Eventually, however, the glitch clouds begin to overpower Sayori.
Just keep hold. Hey, me? Yes, what is it?
Despite the situation, Glitchiori manages to give her counterpart a quick hug.
The way I never could. Live happily, okay?
And with that, Glitchiori lets go and falls into the abyss. The room suddenly becomes silent. Sayori, realizing what has just happened, kneels on the floor in sadness. Soon, however, she gets up with a smile.
Thank you. I certainly will. For you.
And with that, Sayori leaves her house and heads back to Hallie's, the first chess piece in hand. Whoop-de-doo! See, we wouldn't have gotten that sweet CG if we'd lost that chess game forever. And now we're going to load to the next one, where we beat Dadsuki. Oh, sorry, his name is Paul. Looks like the winner's side is white. How? How can a stupid brat be smarter than me? How?
After beating up my dad at something for the first time in my entire life, I take his chess piece, the knight. Ha! Beat that, you old buffoon! As soon as I do that, though, he begins to cry and shout like crazy, as some weird glitchy-ass cloud thingy comes out of him and flows high into the sky. What the? It looks like Dad's starting to come to his senses. Dad? You okay?
Ugh, that hurt. Oh, God. Oh, God.
Huh? Dad immediately throws his arms around me. Dad? Are you?
I'm sorry for everything. In all these years, I've been nothing but the biggest douchebag in the universe, for no reason, to you and to everyone I've ever known. I know I'm the only one responsible for what happened to your mom. But even if apologizing won't get me anywhere, at least I can say that I tried to repent. Natsuki, I'm truly sorry.
I practically slam myself into him, returning the hug, and we both start crying like there's no tomorrow. After, like, a minute or so, I get the mental strength I needed to start talking. So, what the frick did exactly happen to you to start acting like some weird dark jerk puppet?
Remember those weird glitchy thingies that came out of me a few minutes ago? Very technical terms.
Yeah, what about them?
About an hour ago, they broke in through the window and headed straight for me. After that, everything's kind of dark for me. Wait. They kept on mentioning something about reverting the world or something like that. Maybe you can tell your friend about it? They kept saying their name so much that it nearly drove me mad.
Thank you, Dad. Even if you were the cause for Mom to, well, die, at least you heckin' finally acted like an actual adult and realized what you were really doing all these years. I'd like to stay like this with you some more, but I gotta get back to there. My family needs me.
Family? What are you... Ah, I see. It's okay. Remember, no matter what happens, you're still my sweet little girl.
After waving goodbye while getting out of my house, I quickly turn back to see what he's still looking at, or that he's still looking at me from the front door. I guess he's still in there somewhere. I'll have to guide him back to being my dad one of these days. Once I reach Hallie's home, I don't even think about it twice and rush to his room. Yo, Hallie, I got it! I throw the knight to Hallie. It crashes into him and sends him flying through the wall. After falling down about 6 feet, he crashes to the ground. What the heck?
I guess that was just another reference or something. Alright, now let's go load after we beat the Yuri boss. Yeah, we did it. Wow.
Looks like the winner's side is white. You running against me? Please tell me this just didn't happen.
Oh, but it did, Yari. It did. I had a special file that told me all the moves to beat you.
No. This wasn't supposed to happen. You were supposed to fall onto your knees and accept how worthless you are. Gah!
In a moment of pure anger and desperation, Yari takes the bishop and throws it towards Yuri. But she instinctively catches it on the fly, without even thinking about it.
Well, what do you know? Perhaps you are the one who seriously needs professional help. I pity you, fellow bookery. Oh, sorry. I just remembered you are quite the unintelligent being. Don't you remember how I was able to suppress your influence over me back when everything happened? I found it in me to do it once, and I will surely send you again to the realm of the unknown, if you so desire, because that is how ghosts like you actually die. I am not a ghost. You are. Would you like to know why you are actually wrong? What is the difference between you and a calendar? A calendar has dates.
Yuri then proceeds to sweetly kiss her fingertips and open her hand in the air, facing it down as if she was dropping a microphone. In a last attempt to hurt her, Yari launches herself at Yuri, but she's stopped midway by a seemingly glitchy black hole that keeps dragging her inside.
No. Please, boss. No, I swear I almost did it. Please, don't hurt me.
She then gets sent back to the book as fast as she appeared in front of it. With a reassuring smile, knowing that she was finally able to confront her other self, Yuri finally finds closure and proudly begins walking towards Hallie's house. And I believe that's where it jumps right over to Hallie's thing. Yeah. So now we'll load after we beat Glitchnica. Woo!
Looks like the winner's side is white. What? Did I lose against a stupid piece of code? But how? Well, would you look at that? Now this is the boy I know and love. You sure know how to give a lady what she wants, huh?
She then motions herself to try and quickly pick up the queen.
Well, I will let you have your fun while you ruin my last chance at getting to my goal, if I have it to say anything about...
Just as she's about to grab the queen, a weird blue semi-transparent sphere emerges out of her, while a strange robot-like voice fills up the entire club room. Foreign code detected. Welcome to Debug Made Easy, version 2.0.8. Please wait while the program initializes. Initialization complete. Now interfacing with RenPy engine. Please wait. This process may take several seconds. Interface complete. Scanning for potential anomalous data. Error. Several anomalies detected near core program files. Anomalies have potential to cause irreversible damage to main program. Deletion of anomalies is necessary in order to protect program integrity. Preparing for mass deletion. Files prepared. All game files backed up for security precautions. Deletion begins in 3, 2, 1. Horrified by the scene caused around him, Hallie contemplates how Glitchnica gets erased from existence. Still with that uneasy feeling of having seen Glitchnica essentially dying, he notices how the chess piece he was looking for, the queen, emerged out of a tiny bit of that glitchy mess right on the teacher's table. Verifying game integrity. Game is stable. All files check normal. Resuming gameplay. What in the world was that voice? I wonder if she was telling the truth when she said this whole world is a game. Well, ain't gonna lose more time thinking about her. Gotta save Monica. She's counting on me. All of them are. How do you still not know the world is a game if you already went through the base game? And you're all self-aware like you seem to be. Knowing that his journey has almost reached its end, and knowing he still has a chance to save Monica, fills him with determination. Gotta go fast. Hallie then proceeds to run towards his house like crazy, to the point where he instinctively feels like he's burning the ground beneath his feet like a cartoon roadrunner. After a few minutes, he quickly arrives at his house, headbutts his room's door wide open, and finally places the queen on the table right next to where Monica is. We did it! We beat the game! Woo! And... and for now. Okay, yeah, it just closes. Alright, well, I mean, it did say it was a demo, so even though we did everything correctly this time, I guess the ending just isn't finished yet. But that's going to officially do it for the Doki Doki Checkmate. Goodness, this mod. Kind of a lot to say about it. Let's tackle the chess stuff first. So, okay, like, chess. Against a person, it's one thing, because, like, you can trick people. You can't really trick a computer. That's what makes chess AI so difficult to go up against. And, like, I don't know if this is the same module from After Story, but I've heard about how hard it is to beat Monica in After Story. And, like, I guess the AI must be a little different for each of these bosses, since there's different approaches required to beat them. And let's put required in air quotes, because I don't know necessarily if there's only one path to victory, or if there's only one sure path to victory, or if you're clever enough, you can worm your way around it to make it work. But, like, goodness. I tried to beat it on my own, like, while I wasn't recording, and, like, my sincerest efforts really got me nowhere. And like, in one of the longer games I did, the program started coughing up errors, and, like, I was able to click them away for a little while, but at times it would, like, make my entire laptop screen go black, and, like, it came back after a little minute or two, but, like, toward the end of it, it actually just completely crashed my computer. Luckily, nothing was harmed. I was still able to, like, start it back up. Even, like, the recording I was doing at the time survived somehow, but it was kind of bugged out. You're not going to get to see that video. But, like, yeah, the chess module is sketchy and very difficult to contend with. So, like, as far as the player needing to lose to it 7 times just to get the solution, well, first of all, that's going to be extremely frustrating for any player. I mean, first of all, the mechanic is broken. The number does not increment, like I said. It doesn't go up when you lose. that's a big problem. The player can never get their hints the intended way. They really need to use persistent variables for that instead of tracking it through like a text file. But anyway, supposing that that number was fixed, I wouldn't require them to lose any more than 3 times before you start chucking hints at them. Because like chess is a long game if you're trying to play it correctly, and it's pretty frustrating to like wrangle with something as stubborn as a chess AI for that long, for that many times. And like I think the best solution would probably be like not just put a hard limit on how many times they need to lose before they get the solution, but rather like maybe give them partial solutions up until a certain point. Like, so suppose you lose the first time and you're allowed to try again. The second time, they offer to give you a hint, and the hint tells you like the first few moves you want to make. Like, if it takes 12 moves for the whole solution, maybe you give them the first 3, and you see if they can figure it out from there. They lose another couple times or so, you give them more, and like gradually, the more they lose, the more of the solution they get. And if the player really wants to do it themselves, they can like they can take the hints, or they can keep trying from scratch, or they can just resign enough times that they get the full solution anyway. And like that will give them it'll give them clearer feedback of their progress toward completing the boss, basically. And I think that would reduce the frustration as well, because like it gives them hints sooner, and they also have an easy out. They'll understand the mechanic, hopefully. As it currently is, it's completely inscrutable, apart from it being completely broken. And as for the rest of the mod, well, it feels really rushed. Like, the pacing is extremely quick. I like how it starts out, and like you can tell through context clues that they've already been through the game. They know what's up. The original game happened. They're all living self-aware. They're cool with it. But beyond that, things kind of move really quickly. Like there are a lot of scenes that should be emotional or impactful, and they just kind of pop up out of nowhere, and they're gone as quickly as they came. The music changes on a dime. There's like no fade outs, no setup or anything. It really needs to work on its pacing, and it could really afford to beef up the characterization a little too, because like the Dokis feel kind of flanderized a lot. Like they're gravitating toward their tropes and not really showing a lot of their depth. But like the thing that concerns me most about this is eventually this mod is planned to be voice acted, and that means they're going to have people reading these lines, and that means they're going to want to have a really solid script before they go recording all that stuff. But the script is, unfortunately at this time, kind of a mess, so they're going to really want to shore that up. Maybe like collaborate with some people who can help them fix it up so the dialogue sounds natural, so that the pacing isn't all over the place, so that the characters feel more like themselves before they start recording voice lines, and so they save themselves a ton of work in the process. But yeah, those are like the major issues that I see for the time being. But you know, that's why it's a demo, because it's still in production. There's still hope for it. It just depends on where they go with it and how much help they can get with it. But that'll do it for now. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you next time with more Doki Doki. Hope to see you then. Bye-bye.